Overlord, curtains, lights, this is it, the day of nights. No more rehearsing or nursing a gun, we know every gun by heart. Overlord, curtains, lights, this is it, you'll hit the Germans, and know what Germans will hit. On with D-Day, this is it. Hello there, CriterioNate here. Number 382, Stuart Cooper's Overlord. 1975, 84 minutes, black and white monaural. So, Thomas Beddoes is a minor. I think he's a minor at the time. No, it says he's 20. This says he's 20. But I guess, he's not 21, so he's still a minor-ish adult, So, Thomas Beddoes is this set, obviously you can tell from the cover, the D-Day, it's set in the Second World War, and it's about this, it's sort of it's about him, but it's also about just the war in general. It's a kind of a very weird movie. It's half like a fictional, half the film is, shot specifically for the movie, and the rest of it is all from like the archives of like the people who shot the war. And yeah, it's really interesting. It's just like they seamlessly blended in footage that they shot to tell this fictional story of this boy named Thomas Beddoes who enters the war toward the end, who I guess enters the war toward the end or something, and works his way up to D-Day. And they sprinkle in, they don't sprinkle in, they, edit in footage of the actual war, I mean, you can tell, for the most part, you can easily tell what's the new footage and the old footage, or the fake footage and real footage, if you want to look at it that way. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's like, they remastered the footage so well for 1975 that it's hard to tell. So, again, it's hard to describe. There's not much to say about the plot. It's basically this, Thomas is, leaves his parents and says, "Oh, I'm going off to the war." And then he goes through his training and he, makes friends in the ranks. And at one point he ends up meeting a young woman at a dance who I don't think she's named. And so they end up falling in love and they write to each other and yeah, so... Yeah, and so again, that's basic. So basically, the rest of the movie is just they splice in all this real footage, to kind of tell So it's sort of half fictional story, half documentary. It's a weird little hybrid of a movie. I really liked the way they did it. I thought the way they shot it was wonderful. Apparently, the cinematographer John Alcott had worked with Stanley Kubrick before. And it does have touches of Kubrick in it, and that might be Cooper. I think Cooper was inspired by Kubrick, and so maybe that's how they got together. So yeah, what else to say? It's a really, really, really interesting movie. The way it's shot, the way it was pieced together. I think the music. I want to say Paul Glass, the composer, did a really fantastic job with this soundtrack. It's really, really pretty. And I have more to say about his composing in a little while when I get the supplements. Yeah. So anyway, Cooper again just tells a really interesting story with different images and things like that. I think some of the scariest. I think the scenes that got me were the scenes where they used the shots of the aerial shots of the bombs falling onto the ground and exploding from the ground and just showing the impact that the bombs did and that's just kind of scary just like how who knows if anybody was expecting it and you don't have a lot of time to get out of there because the bomb's heavy falling on the ground and all that stuff. And then the other shot, and I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the ending. Beddoes died. Tommy gets shot on D-Day, shot in the head, And when he does get shot, like the way Cooper like films their reactions, like some of it's like in slow motion, some of it's like in still pictures. It's undescribable. I would recommend just seeing this movie just for the ending. And yeah, so that's all really. That's really all I have to say about Overlord. If you want a movie that gets you a really interesting look at World War II, get Overlord. I give it an A. It's really, really good stuff. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up anytime soon, but I would love to watch this again at a future date. So yeah, so that's basically it. So that's Overlord. A. Supplements. Plenty of supplements. There's a 23-minute interview with film archivists from the Imperial War Museum called Mining the Archive, where they talk about the footage that we used in the film. There is a photo essay featuring Stuart Cooper talking about Robert Capa, who was a photographer that influenced him, called Capa Influences Cooper. There's also, what else is there? In the film. There's also a film called the Germany Calling, a 1941 British Ministry of Information propaganda film, clips of which appeared in Overlord. In Overlord, there's a scene where Beddoes goes to the movies and is propositioned by an older, I guess maybe a prostitute or something, or just an older woman looking for love, And it's set, and we see he's watching a newsreel, which is this clips of the Nazis walking and marching to this fanciful kind of dancey song, Like they take the film and they reverse it back and forward, to make it look like they're dancing to the beat, and Hitler's heiling on the beat and all that. And so so they use clips of that in Overlord, and so you get to see the full dance video, the full 2-minute video on the thing. There's also a 14-minute video called Cameramen at War, which is the British Ministry of Information did a film in 1943 dedicated showcasing the cameramen who were filming the war at the time. And so it's just a little tribute to them. And there's excerpts from 2 soldiers who fought on D-Day. And it's basically somebody reading and just telling about, their experiences and that. The trailer's on there. But the last thing that I saw in the supplements that really got to me was a short film that Cooper did in 1969 called A Test of Violence. And it's about 14 minutes long. It's done in 1969. It's about the Spanish artist Juan Genoves, I think. Juan Genoves. And he was a painter who painted these very, very dark scenes of war or crime, a lot of death in his paintings, and so it's really, really creepy. And Cooper, does the same thing, sort of. For instance, there was a painting called, I think, Mother, which shows this mother, who was running with a baby in her arms, being chased by a soldier. And at one point, I think she drops the baby and is killed by the soldier. However, he takes, and that's what the painting shows. However, Cooper gets some actors to reenact the painting, and it's really, really, really dark. And I mentioned Paul Glass. He did the music to this, and now at this point, Paul Glass's music sounds remarkably like Frank Zappa. It's very, very, or even like Berlioz, or not Berlioz, like Edgar Varese, or something, or someone like that. Ives, maybe a little bit of Ives. So yeah, it's very, very interesting how Paul Glass did a very, very beautiful soundtrack for Overlord, And then when only a few years later he had done a very dark and creepy soundtrack for Test of Violence. It shows how, you know, some composers are multifaceted and all that stuff, and really cool stuff. So that was a really nice touch. I wanted to mention that. So yeah, Test of Violence was really just striking and dark, and it's almost like if you don't like Overlord, you know, just get this for Test of Violence, you know. Or if you've seen Overlord and it's like, oh, you know, just say you got to check out this edition just to see a Test of Violence, because I mean, there's no dialogue or anything. I mean, there's just, you know, he blends the paintings with, you know, sound effects and, you know, live action footage, and it's really weird, really creepy, really cool. So yeah, and that's basically it. So Overlord, hey, good stuff. So now I get to talk about the boring stuff. First of all, thanks for your patience. Glad to be back after a week or so of being off. I feel like it's been over a week. What was it? The last one I did was Army of Shadows. I think was the last movie I did, and it's been over a week now. And again, I had planned on doing the two of us with Megan, but that didn't happen. So we're hoping we're probably going to do it maybe this week. We're not sure. So anyway, let me give you there's nothing much to update as far as Criterion, as far as like, you know, what happened last week. Just took some time off, you know, but I'm back at it now. And so Overlord is done. And so tentative schedule. Tomorrow we are going to do. Tomorrow we got Vengeance is Mine. We're finally going to get to Vengeance is Mine tomorrow. And then, although we may have to put off Vengeance is Mine a little bit longer, we might put that off until maybe Wednesday. There's a chance that Megan and I might be doing. I have Chris Marker's La Jetée and Sans Soleil. We might be doing this tomorrow. I'm not sure. I have to see what her schedule is all about. She had mentioned that she had been meaning to see this one for a while, at least Sans Soleil. So we might do this tomorrow. Not sure. If not, definitely Vengeance is Mine then. And then, I guess I might as well just show you what else I got. I got Sancho the Bailiff. We'll get to that one sometime this week. And then hopefully Tuesday, Megan and I will definitely be doing the two of us. I got the two of us here. So we're going to get to that one. Is this a double disc? Okay, this is just one disc. It's just a thick-ass booklet. So yeah, so that's the plan. So tentative schedule. So originally I was going to do Vengeance is Mine tonight, but I realized I'm running out of time, and I don't have time tonight to do another movie. Although you never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe. Probably not, though. Probably not. So either tomorrow. So tomorrow we're either doing Vengeance is Mine or La Jetée or Sans Soleil. We'll see. Tuesday, definitely the two of us. Well, probably more than likely the two of us. And then Wednesday will be either if I don't do Wednesday will probably be either Vengeance is Mine or La Jetée Sans Soleil, depending on what happens. And then Thursday I won't have time. Thursday I'm taking the day off. I won't be doing a review that day. And then Friday we'll probably do Sancho the Bailiff, or La Jetée Sans Soleil, depending on what time, depending on Megan's schedule and all that. We'll figure it out. So, and then next week we'll have Eclipse Series 2. The Eclipse will be back in, and the documentaries of Louis Malle. And then after that, and the week after that, we'll do. I think the week after that we'll have. Let's see what I got coming up. We may only do a couple that week. We'll see what my schedule. Let's see. We got WR Mysteries of the Organism and Sweet Movie. I'm not looking forward to those. I'm looking forward to that one. So we may just do those three next week or the week after, because that way I can dedicate a whole week to the three films, because I don't want to split those up, So I'll probably, so we'll probably end up splitting, Pitfall, The Woman in the Dunes, and The Face of Another. We'll put those all in 1 week, and then maybe Ace in the Hole and Ivan's Childhood that week, depending. But then, yeah, then hopefully the week after that, we'll get to the late Ozu set, and then hopefully, and then probably, looking ahead, probably the Raymond Bernard set, maybe the Samuel Fuller. Let me see, I'm just seeing where we are. Let's see. More than likely, I am probably gonna have to wait. Yeah, we will definitely find time for the Samuel Fuller set 2. And that'll probably be the last Eclipse series we do. We'll try to fit in the Raymond Bernard ones because it's only 2 movies, so it shouldn't be too much to go through. So anyway, we'll see. That'll probably be maybe half Criterion, half Eclipse 1 week. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Glad to be back. And let's see. Don't be a Nazi. And that's all I got. Don't be a Nazi. And yeah, so anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for either Vengeance is Mine or La Jetée Sans Soleil. We'll see. Anyway, until then, goodbye.